shit.
All right. Well, we just thought we'd do a little check-in, and that sums it up. So good night, everybody.
Yeah, that was episode 75.
Oh, jeez. 75. Pretty soon we'll be that old.
One for every year on Earth. You're in a bad mood, and I'm tired.
Maybe we shouldn't do this.
I don't think this is safe.
That never stopped the boys before. This is Ed Uncle Head. You're listening to Time to Lead, and here's a song, episode 75. The boys drink a couple of beverages and talk a bit, and then write a song about what they talk about. That's the idea here. Hope you enjoy it. I'm not wearing pants.
Well, we haven't recorded for a while for all kinds of reasons, and you know, we.
So we say, yeah.
And there's a lot going on. But
yeah, there's a lot going on. Not just in the world, but like
no, our own little worlds.
Yeah.
But we don't need to go into all of that. But
just some. God.
Just enough.
Okay, so you had an incident on the way in to the studio.
Right.
Do you want to tell us about it, or
it's adding to my grumpiness.
A sore spot?
Well, kind of. I decided, it's finally spring here, right? So I'm going to open up the window in my studio. It's getting kind of hot in here, and in order to do that, I have to move this thing that holds plants. It's kind of in the way, and I don't know. I wasn't paying attention, and I had this really tall cactus, and I knocked that over, and somehow it survived. But it's got dirt all over, and I think I killed the vacuum cleaner. And
you were trying to clean up, and
yeah,
it choked.
I think so. Now I'll try to clean out the vacuum cleaner and see if I can save it, but I don't know. Anyway, that was my exciting startup. And that's our topic for today is cactus. No, I don't know. It's getting to be
cacti.
Finally, it's spring, so
yeah. We as I think we've had other years. We go from winter to summer in about a week.
Oh, I'm in shorts, that's for sure.
And I'm down here in the basement, and it feels really nice. So yeah, I know it's turned seasons because this is the nice place in the house to be.
You were just at the dog park?
I was out in the woods with my dog.
Oh, you're going to have to start checking for ticks.
Yeah, actually, that's a good reminder. I need to get her flea and tick stuff put on. It's that time. We took most of the winter off, but it's definitely that season again.
What does that involve? A special collar? Or
no,
something?
I think that was the old days.
Well, that's where I'm at.
The stuff we have been using, I think there are several things. I think friend of the show, Matt P's company makes one of these things.
Oh, it's like a vaccine?
Well, it's chemical you put on animals. Yeah.
Oh, that's always good. That never goes wrong.
No, this stuff, I think it's called Frontline, or I get them all confused. They have like
that's on
Guard or Sentinel, or
that's on PBS.
Frontline. Yeah, I think there is a Frontline thing that's for animals too.
Okay,
stupid.
Maybe they should do a Frontline on Frontline.
Yeah, exactly. No, this stuff you it's in a little tube, and this kind of liquid you just put on their back, like you just rub it onto their fur.
Oh, okay.
It just goes on their, like you start at the tail and go up to their neck. And it just kind of gets on their skin, and it supposedly keeps the ticks and fleas off them.
Okay. Does it work for like my legs when I'm hiking, or is it just only dogs?
Well, it might work, but you'd probably have to put it on every day.
Oh, I'm not going to do that.
Just get a little expensive.
You can't do it just when you're about ready to go hiking. It's like a.
Oh, it lasts like I think you put it on once a month or something like that.
Oh, okay.
No, it stays on quite a while. Dogs.
I don't know. I tell you, I got to do something about my legs. They look terrible. I'm getting old man legs already.
Does that mean they're really pale, or they've got a lot of veins? Or
They're very pale, and I'm getting some veins and maybe a couple rashes. We're getting 2 TMI here today already. But that's added to my grumpiness. I put the shorts on and sat outside and looked at my legs.
That's what everybody signed up for.
Yeah, this is the grumpy episode.
Grumpy old Phil. Hi.
Oh, it's just been work has been really mentally taxing, and I don't know.
I know you do have a lot going on with changes and other things going on.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm sort of it's odd because I'm kind of resistant to change. I don't really care for it that much.
We fear change,
but I seem to have my fair share at my work. But that's fine. We'll adapt again. Keeping busy.
Yeah. I had the opposite week because we finished the semester a week ago, and we had like a week where almost nothing was going on, so I could, just kind of chill out and get some shit done, and
get caught up with other things.
Yeah, no, that's been great,
and maybe kind of pace yourself, not like frantic,
Yeah. I actually I took the entire morning today at work and went and just worked on a project.
Wow.
And nobody needed any help with stuff or like asking me questions.
That's weird.
In a world without questions, one man sits at a desk, wondering what to do. The phone doesn't ring. Who isn't it?
It was almost eerie.
I get started on a project and it's like, I don't know.
It's just quiet. There's not. I mean, I think half the staff is out on vacation, or the other half are working on like commencement and other stuff that I don't get involved with. So,
and the other half is underwater, swimming underwater, trying to hold her breath. No,
So speaking of that, our narrator has been moonlighting. Did you know that?
Oh yes.
You've talked about it before.
He's got the sleep radio narration gig, and he's got it like a actual voiceover lined up. So because he's been doing, we hire him for the Ed Uncle Hat for the narrator, and we do some fake ads sometimes. He's been doing fake ads for the sleep radio thing, and okay, it's me, whatever. But anyway. How far do I need to go into that? But
okay. So we understand.
I don't.
So I'm going to do a voiceover as Ed Uncle Hat for this farm in Iowa. I don't know.
Really?
Strange.
What kind of farm?
I don't know yet.
Sex farm?
That's
from Spinal Tap.
Oh yeah,
There's Sex Farm.
Break like the
I'm
Wind
guessing
album.
It's not Sex Farm. They don't have those in Iowa.
I think they would be frowned upon. There might be some laws about that there. They got laws regulating all kinds of things. We won't get into that.
Yeah. Nobody wants to hear that from us. I was talking to my mom last night or the night before or something, and
I was talking to my mom.
I was talking to last night.
Was it the night before?
I was talking to my mom.
I just couldn't help it. We both just went in after all the current event stuff. And
Yeah, this is early May, by the way, for people that
exactly.
Who knows when this will get put out, but this is when we're recording.
This is when the leaked Roe v. Wade decision came out. So.
Alito took a leak. Alico. He leaked it himself.
He wet himself.
He probably did after it was leaked.
Yeah, so that puts the timestamp on it, and but we just we're going at it, and
no,
I don't know. I don't feel comforted when I have a political discussion because we both kind of try to out gloom each other.
Oh, my wife.
It's not good, and then I try and go to sleep. So.
Yeah, my wife is on that. I haven't she and we're probably going to watch the PBS NewsHour tonight on Friday. So we tend to watch that on big news days. We watched it quite a bit I've talked about it before.
Are they going to get Brooks and Butthead, or
it's Brooks and Capehart now?
Shields and Dunn? No.
Or Capehart and Brooks. Shields and Dunn. Is that a country?
Jonathan Capehart?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's doing PBS too. I see him on MSNBC.
He's got his own. I would like to see his show. Jody and I would like to watch that. We really appreciate him, but
he's on the weekends, I think.
I'll have to figure it out.
I'll hook you up.
I know a guy. I need the fall off the truck MSNBC. But he's really good.
Anyway.
And Brooks, Brooks is reassuring in some kind of weird way, although he gets a little repetitive because.
Well, Brooks is this alternate universe Republican.
Yeah, it's getting like that, the Republican multiverse or something.
Yes, the multiverse, verse of madness.
Which is verse in the multiverse. He's not the worst. But
like the sausage. Yeah.
So we used to, during the T-Rump years, we'd watch it every Friday, and we try not. I try not to get buried in news every day because it's I know you're not. I don't know. It's just too much. But you gotta. We've talked about it before. You gotta stay active and keep doing what you got to do, informed is what I was trying to say earlier.
Yeah,
got to get more active. Get on some protests again. Yeah. We said we weren't going to talk about it, but now we're talking about it.
Damn it.
Well, the one thing that's interesting is a lot of these states, after Roe v. Wade, there I said it, they never really codified their laws or whatever. So on the law, like in Michigan, I think. So the laws on the book, it's not. I don't think it's legal in Michigan still. Or
so is Michigan one of those ones where they passed a law 100 years ago and it was just not enforceable and now it could be? Is it one of those?
I think so.
Okay.
And I don't know how many.
Because there are some, and then South Dakota has a more recent one that was deliberately set up as a trigger.
The trigger one, sure.
Yeah. Like the horse.
I think, I don't know, about 25 states will probably switch over.
Yeah, Confederacy. Yeah, then we'll have this whole thing where they'll try and prosecute people who go to other states.
That's the thing that really. I mean,
that's gonna be just a shit show.
It all gets me, but that is really frustrating. And any of these things, like of course the parents, trying to give health care to their children. And they might go to jail, or doctors might.
Yeah. There's an ad I saw.
Parents and going to another state, even.
Yeah. There's this really kind of you could call it fear mongering, but I don't know if it's that far off. That portrays this teenage girl and her mom in a car, and they're pulled over by the highway patrol. And it's just creepy as shit. It's an ad. It's supposed to be, but the like, well, where are you going? Well, we're just driving around. It's like, oh, I see you're crossing state lines. Are you pregnant? The highway patrol officer's doing all this stuff. It's really on the nose, but it's not that far off from some scenarios that could happen. And I think people need to understand that theoretically could happen.
Well, and I didn't realize how closely this leaked ruling could affect other things like gay marriage and again. I wish Rob was on here so he could correct everything I'm getting wrong about this. But the way I interpret it is that the opinion says that it says, oh, this only applies to abortion. It does not apply to marriage equality and all these other things. Contraception, things like that. But then the logic and the way it's arrived at, exactly,
it totally invalidates all that stuff because it says that, well, the only thing that counts is if it's literally mentioned in the Constitution or in legal theory before the founding of the United States.
1837 or something.
And they post like, well, this Nathan Hale guy who says that abortion is evil. And by the way, he left out the part where he believed in witches and all that stuff because it was fucking 1600s.
Maybe we need to. We really should think about witches. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, cue the Monty Python reference. It's like more witches. Or my favorite part, it's like very small rocks. I'm sorry, getting off on a tangent.
No,
I kind of had to do that to stop myself from getting upset. But
no, okay, we'll try to switch subjects. I think
everybody, this is old news when you're hearing this, but it's been such a big fucking deal to quote our president this week.
Yeah, I don't know. Get out there and vote, but I don't know.
Yeah,
do some protests.
It's just the powerlessness.
It feels like that.
That things have. I think for so many years, it was always conventional wisdom in politics that abortion is the third rail. You don't touch it.
Yeah.
And I think the Democrats really internalized that. Like, we don't want to touch that. It's icky and it's a tough subject. And besides that, it's been decided by the courts. So.
And
why would we risk
Supreme Court
something controversial?
Supreme Court justice that were being reviewed before the Senate were saying that there's, it's.
Oh yeah, well they lied. Yeah, of course they did. It was the slow motion thing that was in plain sight.
And to use a sports analogy, the other side played the long game. I mean, they really.
That's completely it.
They did everything they could.
50-year plan.
They did everything they could, including, stealing a Supreme Court seat, lying, selling their souls, whatever.
Yeah, it was all very set up.
Are we going to keep this in?
Yeah.
We said we weren't going to talk about this.
Okay. What are you drinking? I'm going to break the track.
I am drinking. No.
Okay, what do you got?
Well, I had an Evan Williams Manhattan with, but instead of, I don't have any vermouth, so I stuck in some of the
Kool-Aid.
No, the grape Kool-Aid. No, that Cures Fresh, or I don't know what it is, cherry liqueur thing. No, pickled herring. Pickled
herring liqueur. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Somebody would be crazy enough to make a cocktail out of that.
Okay. They did. Kind of. So I went to a place, it was called the Green Emerald or the Emerald Lounge or something like that. It's on
the Green Door Lounge.
The purple door. No, but it that'll be illegal too, or it is. Okay, never mind, whatever. But so it's on West 7th or something. Farther down from, it's not in St. Paul, but it's anyway. So they had I think it was a martini called the Huntress, I think it's called. And it's got aquavit and I think gin. And it's like a savory martini. And the, what do they call the thing that the garnish is it was not a herring, but it was an anchovy.
It's an old fish.
It was an anchovy.
They stuck an anchovy in the drink
with on a pickled onion thing, and so it was a savory one. I liked it, but I mean, it's not something I'm going to drink 7 of. But okay, wow.
God, I hope not.
Boy, that's what I had been drinking.
No, but tonight it's a cherry Manhattan.
Yeah.
Okay.
An EW. You.
The black or the white label?
No, it's just black. I didn't.
Okay.
I know.
I had the white label recently. It was pretty good.
The black label, I'll have to try the white label again one of these days here, that BIB one. But it was the black label. It has a taste, and I couldn't quite figure it out. But I'm going to go with hazelnut. Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
I don't think that's out of the question.
Yeah, it's all fair game, really.
Yeah. Nutty.
What are you drinking?
I'm having a dark and stormy.
Ooh.
Made with this Minnesota-made spiced rum.
Oh, right. From which
it's
distillery?
called. I didn't bring the bottle down.
God damn it!
They're in Halleck, Minnesota, which is way up by the Canadian border.
The narrator might help
Yes.
if he's not too busy doing other voiceovers.
That's right. Yeah.
Far North Spirits. Far North. It's near Canada.
Gets a better gig.
We might not even have a narrator on this one.
They're the same ones that make that Rocknar rye. That's
Oh,
pretty
okay.
decent.
I know what you mean, but I can't think of the name. It's like Svengard. No.
Yeah, and this is supposedly a Nordic spiced rum, whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah.
But it's a good tasting spiced rum. It's not too sweet. It's a far cry from like Captain Morgan or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Makes a good dark and stormy though. I just happen to have the stuff, and it feels like a hot day, even though I think it was only 73 or something.
Yeah, we didn't have a lot of transition there. What was the was that the first song we did on the
It was, yeah, about
Dark and Stormy Night?
Daniels.
Yeah, Dark and Stormy Night.
I think that was our first one.
I'll just put that one on here again. Maybe we'll do a remix.
There you go, because we're lazy. just run a couple filters on the track and call it good.
Add a beat.
Add another beat to it. Yes, that
Fine.
seems like so long ago.
That song could probably do with a redo. It was a little rough, but
It's a remix.
But it was fun. Okay, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of drinking, so on the YouTube thing. So on the last episode, we talked about the Dark and Stormy Hour, or whatever the name of the title is of the Winston Churchill movie. I think we got it wrong.
Oh, yes.
It's
our finest hour.
Our finest hour. We said
you had
our
watched.
darkest hour. But so these guys, I don't know. There is a drinking YouTube channel, which was
it's
Whiskey
Tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is maybe what we'll digress to. Nothing against them. I'm not saying.
No, they're kind of I think they're an Austin, Texas based outfit.
Yeah.
They do a lot of YouTube videos, and they have a cocktail room and some other shit going on. But
And I've watched a couple, and they're fun. But this one, the one that I don't know, somehow it popped up in my recommendation. Somebody told YouTube that I watched the Churchill movie. But we try to drink like Churchill. Please send help. I don't know if that's the name of the title. Or the name of the title. What is wrong with me? It's been a long few weeks. But anyway, they go. Did you watch that too? I think I told you.
I did watch it.
I think I told you about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
That was fun. They had a different.
It was not
co-host,
suggested to me by the algorithm.
it was
Somehow
the Philgorithm.
that's right.
There's a John-gorithm and
Yes,
a
yeah.
Philgorithm.
So the idea, I think, is that they took information about Winston Churchill and what his typical day was and how much alcohol he would consume.
Good Lord. Which was
And
referenced into the movie we talked about.
Okay, so I assume it's correct. It's not just apocryphal, but
Yeah.
yeah. So they went through that, and they basically
They couldn't quite do it.
no, they weren't able to.
And I think these
handle
are
it.
professional drinkers, and they couldn't quite do it. So I don't. Who was it was the co-host wasn't the regular one. It was like a guy from England or something. Like a comedian.
There was one of the two guys on Whiskey Tribe, and
some
comedian I wasn't familiar with.
No, narrator.
Andrew Heaton, host of The Political Orphanage.
Okay, but anyway,
Nobody cares.
but I thought that was fun.
We'll put a link in the show notes to the actual video.
Yeah, and they'll
of
link
us
to
struggling
ours,
to-
right? No, okay, no, they don't know who we are. Hey, we drink on our podcast too.
Yeah, that's right. Oh. I don't have a sommelier license or whatever those guys have. I don't know. Anyway, that was funny to watch him, like all the the wine and the martinis and the scotch and.
Well, he woke up in the morning with I don't know, champagne and.
Yeah, it was like what?
I guess to your point earlier, is that all? Is part of that based on myth or what? But I think he actually did. I mean, I think that's substantiated. So I don't.
I'm sure it is, and some of it. I mean, maybe the booze was different in strength or something like that. It's like the stories about the people in the colonial times who would drink all day long, partially because the water was so bad that was the only way to avoid getting sick, but also the beer and mead and other shit they were drinking, cider, it was much lower strength than modern equivalents are.
Yeah. Well, they tried to match it the best.
So some of that was Winston Churchill. But I think also probably he had a really high tolerance built up.
Yeah.
I'm guessing this particular formula or guideline for how you go through your day as the prime minister is probably from Winston at the peak of his powers.
Yeah.
And I think they didn't stand a chance. I sure wouldn't. I mean, even they took a nap in the middle of the afternoon.
Well, which he did too.
Yeah, exactly. And even that didn't save them.
No. Yeah, they were really rough after they woke up.
That sounds awful, but it was pretty funny to have them try and recreate that, though.
No, I appreciated that. So
it's like the story, and I bet I've repeated it on here. Probably when we were talking about Cuddy or some other cheap scotch, but
maybe the last episode.
It could. No, I don't think it was. Fortunately.
Okay, good. Fine.
People forgot. It is on that movie, The African Queen.
Oh,
with,
yeah.
Humphrey Bogart.
That wasn't the last episode.
That the director John Huston and Humphrey Bogart who were friends.
Oh God.
They just drank scotch and water all the time.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, and everybody, and they're the only ones that didn't get sick.
Yeah. So there you go.
Because the water was so putrid.
It's getting to be scotch and soda weather.
Yeah.
I switched to that pretty soon here.
Get some scotch by. It's still $17.99, Phil. Inflation hasn't gotten to that yet.
No, gas went up again, but let's not talk about that. Thanks, Trump. Thanks, Obama.
I kind of hear that's Jared that's responsible for that, because he called up his buddies in Saudi Arabia and told them not to produce more oil. I'm not gonna go.
Is that a thing?
Well, I mean, if they pump more oil, the price would probably come down.
No, I get
and
that.
Jared is big friends with that creep who used the bone saw and the
Masogi
and all that.
Or has somebody else do it.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't personally do it, but
maybe.
But.
Yeah, and they were all around that globe. Remember that picture, Trump and
the orb.
There was a weird orb thing. And...
No, there's a thing. I think it's because the Saudis bankroll some of Jared and Trump's stuff.
And Jared's like a prince in the American context.
I'll bet the Saudi royal guys they probably laugh at him.
Well, sure.
But he's kind of a fuck up compared to them. I mean, he doesn't run a whole country.
No.
I mean, I don't think Jared's ever had anybody cut up.
I think he's done some like cocaine cuts with his eraser, but that's probably about it.
Anyway, how do we get there?
Oh Jesus!
It's not Jesus.
This is the non-political episode.
This is what happens when we don't have a topic. We were talking about Winston fucking Churchill.
Which is political.
Churchill. That's what I always think of the German guy in The Producers. When he was kind of drunk and ranting about with Churchill. That's what I think of when I think of Churchill.
Oh, Jared. Yeah,
terrible.
well, it's that time of year, Mother's Day. Maybe they'll have the Jared ads for the jewelry or something.
That's right. The other Jared.
The other Jared.
There's the title.
The other Jared.
Or maybe it's the song. Let's.
I don't want to. Okay.
No, I don't want to do a song about Jared. Either Jared. Jared Emick. No.
Hey, Jared Emick's looking better.
See, we worked in an STSU reference.
Yes,
Are you happy? It's also my brother Bruce's birthday, sort of.
It's Megan's birthday, and not sort of. Megan K.
Megan K, former guest.
It's Bruce's sort of birthday?
It's either, I think it was yesterday.
Oh, okay. Bye. You and Aaron, Sean's sister.
Yeah.
Sean,
Sean's
friend
sister.
of the show, special
And one
guest,
of my, at
was
least
recently.
one of my nephews as well. So there's a lot of May birthdays.
John,
I just have too many family members.
John, we've resorted to talking about birthdays.
Yeah, it's like I'm sitting here on Facebook reading off the little notification like such and such is a birthday. You dummy, you forgot.
Oh shit. It's bad when it's your wife, but that's never happened to me.
Oh, that's good.
It really hasn't. So what? Do you remember Blinky's?
Blinky's Fun Club.
Oh, speaking of birthdays,
I'm sorry, I remember that so vividly.
well, because when we grew up, the only really good channel it seemed like came out of
KWGN Channel 2.
Came out of Denver.
Yeah.
And Blinky's. There was a lady that did a puppets kind of around then too. So kind of before we'd go to school, we'd watch these things, and he always would have. This was like way before the Simpsons had their clown. Oh God, I can't remember his name.
Krusty the Clown, Herschel Smigel Pingus, Yeruksham Krasovsky. Yeah. Matt Groening had been quoted as saying that he got the name Krusty from the clown he grew up watching in Portland, Oregon, a TV clown called Rusty Nails, performed by actor James H. Allen.
Scruffy. No, but
Yeah.
I think a lot of these. I'm guessing a lot of local channels had their own clown, and some of them were probably pretty hungover in the morning, and maybe Blinky was too.
I wonder if that's based on like, so we've very, very slowly been working our way through the Mary Tyler Moore Show, and that TV station has a clown. So that was a thing. I mean,
I might have to work that into the sleep radio thing, although that's tricky because it's hard to do a sleepy clown. Maybe.
Yeah.
No, maybe it's ironic.
Blinky's Fun Club. I remember that. It had an awful birthday song that some poor kid had to endure.
How'd that go? Do you remember?
Well, it was the birthday song, but it was done in this kind of
like a cha-cha-cha.
It was almost, you're right. It was a little bit of a cha-cha. The thing
Happy
I remember specifically.
Day to you, cha-cha-cha. Happy birthday.
And it was, no, maybe it was addressed to multiple kids because I remember the lyrics kind of, dear children.
Yes. Children. Happy birthday to you.
What the fuck was that?
Cha-cha-cha. And
it was a cha-cha, wasn't it?
Oh, wow. We remembered it.
Yeah, it made an impression, I guess. I think I tried to repress it.
I'm pretty sure that guy was pretty well sauced from the night before. That's fine.
Wouldn't you?
Oh, I don't know. It's a gig.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do what you got to do.
I mean, it's a career in television.
Yeah.
That TV channel was the one.
Oh, it was magical.
We've talked about that before.
I know.
Where cable TV was basically you get the Denver channels, which were always better. And then for a while, you'd get two different NBC or ABC or CBS stations. You get the local one, and then you get the Denver one, and the Denver one was just better.
The grass is always greener, but
yeah, I'm sure they were both awful.
No, anybody in Rapid City or South Dakota, that looked beyond South Dakota would kind of either look at Denver or Minneapolis, kind of a thing.
That's right. That was the big time. But Channel 2, where Blinky was
Yeah,
called
Channel
his
2.
home.
Gosh,
That was an independent channel, though.
I mean, but
They were not a network channel, and they ran all sorts of syndicated shows and movies and
I know we've talked about this before, but Worm Man and like my brothers and I would watch the Saturday matinee or whatever, but they'd have like Godzilla and no, it was more maybe some Godzilla, but the the turtle guy,
Gamera or
but
Mothra.
No, Mothra was the moth.
Oh, okay.
It was a female villain.
Mothra to the name. Channel 2 there was a period of time where Channel 2 was the cool station. They just had all the independent stuff. They'd run lots of old movies. My dad used to record movies off of that on the Betamax.
Thank goodness for that channel, though. I mean, really.
Yeah, and I think
we
that
had no
and a
other
couple
options.
other things were kind of worth having cable. And I think for a while it was also that you didn't have to deal with an antenna.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Kids had to stop doing, the dad would say, hey, go over there and fix the rabbit ears.
Yeah, and that's this pop culture thing that you see portrayed all the time about trying to adjust the rabbit ears or whatever.
How annoying.
And yeah, how annoying. I don't remember any of that because ever since I can remember, my parents had cable.
You were early adopters.
I guess my dad just didn't want to put up with that, so
You kids wouldn't go and fix it.
No, he knew that. I mean, that was the truth. Rob and I would not be caught dead adjusting the antenna. Although the funniest thing about that is that we used to go to Mason City, Iowa to visit my grandmother.
Yeah.
Great-grandmother, too, actually. And my great-grandmother had
had
a rooftop antenna.
Oh, geez. You had to get up on the roof?
No. I was probably 5. But the thing that for the longest time, I didn't know what it was for, but there was this little box on the top of her console TV, those big wooden things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow. Huge. A piece of furniture.
Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of people had. And this thing had a box on the top with this rotary dial on the top.
Oh, yeah.
And I never knew what it was for, and then one day I figured it out. And it would you turn this thing and the antenna would move up on the roof. It was a remote control thing.
Wow.
So you could tune in different stations because apparently one setting couldn't get them all. It's just that's an experience that's so beyond anything now.
And kids would be like, why? But that's just the way it was.
Yeah, exactly. And
state of the art.
I just found that fascinating. It's like, wow, that's really wild that you have to have all this stuff to watch TV.
I think that guy we know, Bob, who's in some bands with you, but or at least one. I think he has.
Oh, he does antenna TV. Yeah, I've heard about his frustrations.
He was complaining because NBC disappeared or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I never quite figured out what that was.
Poor Bob.
What about Bob?
What else have you been watching? Anything?
Well, I'm sure I mentioned last time, but we watched that show Severance.
Oh, I think you finished it, right?
We did finish it.
Is it all done?
I think it's 8 or 9 episodes, so it's not super long. There is another season coming.
No. All right.
Which is probably good because it was a bit of a cliffhanger.
Oh, no.
I do recommend it, though. We both liked it a
yeah.
lot, and it's really got some of it's very funny, but overall it's pretty creepy, too.
Your sister Megan's been talking about it as well.
Oh, I didn't realize she'd been watching it.
Facebook, I think.
Yeah.
But
we liked it though.
I decided to. I had never watched the Evil Dead movies, so I watched Evil Dead 1 and 2, which I think are kind of 2 is basically a remake of the first one.
I believe that's right.
I haven't watched the third one yet, which is the Army of Darkness, which is probably the most famous of them. I think there's another one. There might be another one after that, and then a series even.
I think Army of Darkness is more on the nose just comedy.
Yeah, it looks. I don't know. Maybe it's some Monty Python.
And bigger budget, which
Monty
has
Python.
all this weird stop motion stuff in it.
Is that the guy that does Sam?
Yeah, it's Sam Raimi.
Spider-Man
who directed the newest Marvel movie that just came out today.
Oh, Mr. Strange.
Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Well, we'll probably see that. My wife and youngest daughter and I will probably go to that. My oldest daughter, the movie theaters can get a little loud for her, but she's not as interested. She's brought. I got her some like construction headphones. So, but she probably still won't go. But anyway. But Evil Dead 1 and 2, they're a little rough. But I think I fast forwarded a little bit. But there's some really good framing and of the pictures, and they really did some fun directorial things. So I'm sure, film students would love some of the crazy things they came up with, but, like in the like blood filling up a light bulb and it exploding. I mean, it's just some of the angles, the camera angles were really, really odd, upside down, experimental. So I appreciated those things. I will see Army of Dead at some point, and probably the other ones, because I have to finish everything I start. I've also watched, finally, I'm way behind on everything, but I finally watched Picard. And you've talked about that before, the first season of that, and I might actually be ahead of you on something for once.
Well, yeah, I haven't watched any of season 2 yet.
Sure. So Jody and I have been watching the second season. And I won't go into that yet, but I enjoyed the first season. I'm really glad that they kind of wrapped it up the best they could anyway, at the end of the season instead of a cliffhanger thing. And I'm enjoying season 2. Some of the story, these men have problems with their emotions and whatever else, and they have to go back and I don't know that. Oh, oops, that's the second season. I won't go into that. But
it's like, what are you talking about?
No, but even in the first season, he's got this mental block. That Picard, he just can't. So he's got to deal with that, and there's a real good-looking Romulan lady that's interested in him, but he just can't. He just can't go to that point, because something that happened in his past, and these men, they have a problem with their feelings. But anyway,
problems.
So I get it. I get a little tired of that, but it was I really enjoyed it, and got to you of course you get to see some of the old people from the Next Generation, and that was fun. And
yeah, that I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
that's good. And I'm looking forward to checking out the newest one, the Strange New Worlds show. The one with Captain Pike and Spock and all that stuff.
So last night, Jody and I watched like maybe half of the first one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
because I was just curious, But now I don't remember the Captain Pike episodes in the Next Generation. So I kind of need to watch those again.
You mean from original series?
The original, yeah.
There's really only one.
The Cage?
Yeah, that's the Cage or the Menagerie, actually.
Sorry.
Be correct. That's kind of the whole what happens to him down the road. And it's referenced very closely in a couple episodes of Discovery.
Oh.
Because that's where the new version of Captain Pike and Spock and all those guys show up.
Oh my goodness! No, see, I didn't know that. I thought it was a different timeline. So is Discovery? No. So yeah, you're right, because Discovery is kind of in that same.
Yeah, it's in the same world. Like what happens is at the end of season 3, or I think it's 3.
Oh, spoiler alert!
Yeah, well, Too late. Yeah, there's this big thing, and the Discovery
There's a big
ship
thing.
goes forward in time a whole bunch.
Oh.
But Pike and Spock and those guys do not, so they're still in the previous time.
Oh, this is getting confusing. This time, but I don't need to watch Discovery to watch Strange New Worlds.
I don't think
do I?
you do.
Probably not. But
the big thing is that in, I'll give you the quick version, is in Discovery and in the original series. So Pike, after Kirk takes over the Enterprise from Pike.
Yeah, he's the lieutenant in the first episode.
Yeah, exactly. So at this point, but when I assume Pike gets promoted, he goes and does stuff and is injured in a training accident and is like really, really fucked up and disfigured and is in this wheelchair, with this
sort of like a.
He can only flash lights. He can't talk or anything like that. He's paralyzed.
It's like the main character of the guy that controls the Doctor Who.
See, I don't know that one.
I broke my headphones.
Doctor Who is this?
I'm back. Well, the Daleks.
Okay.
The main Dalek guy.
So Pike has this horrible thing happen to him, and the whole anyway, without getting down a
well, okay, so in the first episode of Strange New Worlds, it comes out that something happens and he sees the future.
Yeah, and that's actually a kind of a callback to a episode of Discovery, where for some reason he is shown like, hey, if you continue forward doing what you're doing, this is going to happen to you.
Wow.
And he chooses to, still do that because he's the hero.
But maybe you won't know.
Who knows?
I don't know what's going on.
That's all the previous stuff. But
this timeline thing and oh god, I'm sorry, but that gets.
But I think the thing about the new series is that it's supposed to be different. Is it's more episodic. It's more of a throwback to the older series,
which I'm looking forward to.
And I hope it's good. And because Discovery and even Picard have these big story arc things.
Oh yeah.
And it's usually the fate of the universe and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And original Star Trek is just like, here's the episode of the week, and here's we visit a planet and do things.
It's more like the, radio westerns or whatever.
Yeah. It's episodic, and Next Gen was often like that too. That's how TV worked. But the latest trend, of course, has been to have these long story arcs that can be very rewarding.
And it makes you want to keep watching and watching and it's hard to watch just one episode. Well, what's good? I've stayed up way too late. That's part of the problem with my grumpiness is I'm not getting enough sleep. It's we'll watch another one. It's like, oh god, okay.
That's terrible. Yeah, last weekend we stayed up really late finishing Severance because the last 3 or 4 episodes really kind of get rolling, and it's an interesting show that the first couple episodes are very slow. There's a lot of time where nothing happens, but it really, once it picks up ahead of steam, it really goes, and then it's like, oh, I gotta keep watching.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to that show. I'll have to figure out how to watch it.
I love seeing Christopher Walken in a show.
Oh shit, is he in there?
Yeah. He and John Turturro have this thing.
Oh Jesus!
They have this kind of romance almost. I
almost wish I didn't know that. That's okay. Oh my God, they have a romance.
Kind of,
a bromance.
Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah, you'll have to see.
What? Oh yeah, don't tell me.
They're great.
Oh shit, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, and Patricia Arquette is kind of one of the villains, and she's great.
All right. I'm glad.
I'm pretty sure you'll like it. Yeah.
I'm sure. I'm just glad people are coming up with new things.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's things from other dystopian evil corporations, blah blah blah. But this feels a little bit different.
Yeah.
So that's you can't always say that.
And even with Picard and shows like that, I really enjoy them, and I don't want to knock it at all. But it gets into some of this stuff where it's like, God, geez, Picard's been through a lot. And I think I joked about that in another
Picard.
episode. He's not quite up to that level with the guy from St. Elsewhere, but I mean, maybe.
Yeah, if anybody is, it's him.
The curly hair guy.
David Morse, yeah. Yep. Oh,
Well,
man.
John, I don't know. What else is there? Nothing?
Nothing.
Fine.
Nothing at all. Yeah, I feel like we're
just kind of doing a catch-up episode, kind of.
and mustard.
Tomorrow is mustard.
Okay.
Fine.
That's cool. Yeah, and I'm headed out to Rapid City in a week, so
Well, we'll talk about that.
I'm sure we will. I've got some good whiskey to share with my relatives.
Your kin.
My kin, yeah, we're gonna have some whiskey there on the porch.
Oh, you really should figure out how to get a still underneath your mom's porch there somehow.
She doesn't have a porch.
No?
Oh, she has a deck. Maybe I could put it under the deck.
No, the deck. I meant deck, not porch.
It'd be a really small still.
No. Okay. In the
my
shed.
my house though here, not at my mom's. It has this little room in the basement that used to have a well.
Oh, yeah? You could put a
See,
still in there.
I could put a still in that room.
Okay.
That sounds like a great idea.
John Knowles, A Still Life.
Well, I hope you're less grumpy, and
I am
we all get some more sleep. That's important.
I'm less grumpy now than I was. Thank you, John.
Well, you're very welcome.
I was like, I don't know. But maybe people will be grumpy after listening to this.
I know, it's like, we waited all this time, and this is what you gave us?
Oh, but we'll have a wing dinger of a song coming up, I'm sure.
That's what we keep telling ourselves.
Fine.
I don't know. All right, man.
Good night.
Good luck. Good night.
God bless America.
Here's the song.
Watch me up the dance with these old man legs. Watch me dance now with these old man legs. Watch me dance with these old man legs. Watch me dance now with these old man legs. Hey you, old man, what you dancing with those old man legs? We don't want your kind around here. This is for young folks. Dancing and having fun. Oh, watch me dance now with these old man legs. Watch me dance with these old man legs. Watch me dance now with these old man legs. Yeah, watch me dance with these old man legs. Watch me dance now with these old man legs. go.